Hey everybody, welcome back to Superman Crypto, your host Superman in the house, another Zen ecosystem update. So let's get straight into it. Hope you guys are having fun out there. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like on the way in. We're going to talk about all the drama and all the opportunities, so stay tuned for that. So let's get into it. We've got Zen here on the Ethereum chain, the main chain. And man, we had some drama on here. Look at the price the last 2 days. Yesterday, we had the price get as low as 3,463, high of 5,159. So quite a big range yesterday. Look at that. But we had a nice little doji hammer in there. It did close down though, and we've got another doji hammer as well. And here we are sitting at 4,008, and it just got sold down earlier before I left to get myself a latte. It sold down again there. It is down 11% on 24 hours. So there is obviously a sell-off in here after this huge run-up. So it's kind of not surprising. We have breached the 68.1.8 here on the Fibonacci, but we're sitting somewhere between that and the 78, which is down at 2,700. So we're sort of bounced off halfway between that. We have kind of had some resistance at 3,800, so we'll see if this holds up today. Obviously, we're coming in to closer to the Fenix launch on Ethereum, so that's the big thing coming up ahead. Polygon obviously launched. Polygon's had some pretty good results, but the price doesn't show it. We'll talk about that in a second. And that is 12 days away till the Fenix launch on Ethereum on the 13th of May. So still a while away there. That gap is quite long still, so that gives plenty of opportunity for the sell down. We'll see whether we get a bit of a U and a push back up. We'll see whether we get that. Sometimes it seems to be front running, so we might get a bit of a run up maybe into the 7th to 8th and then a sell off. We'll see whether that pattern does happen, or whether we get an exciting pattern into the 13th. We'll see. At the moment, of course, they still got minters coming out. We had to absorb that heavy minting. Leading into the week, though, we're going to have lower mints. So we've still got those high weekend mints, and some of that's been sold down probably as well. So just take into account, we were kind of expecting this heavy downward pressure, as I said yesterday in my video. So we had 2.5 million buy volume, 2.4 million sell volume, 51% buy volume there. The trades there, 747 over 558, so 57% of buy trades, 1.5 million liquidity. So liquidity has definitely come down from under that 2 million mark. We're over 2 million. It's definitely come down from that. So let's jump over to the Zen Turbo dashboard. Have a look at the supply numbers. We're doing things a little bit differently today. See the supplies just keeps climbing. So that climbing is just a propensity. It's not a certainty. It is a propensity that the price will go down rather than up. And of course, here we're at 9.2 trillion. The stake has gone down below 1.6 yesterday. We're down about 100 billion from the looks of it at a 1.5 trillion. So obviously stakes and new mints are what comes in that liquid supply. And that's what we're seeing at the moment. So that's on the ETH chain. Let's have a look at the supply numbers here. I mean, you can see it here. Look at the big jumps in supply. The 29th, we had an increase of 144. We talked about that yesterday. And then we jumped up to 231 billion today. So we've got to absorb that. You basically got to burn it, right? Or people just hold or stake. And that staking's come off. So people, selling into market from the looks of it. Liquidity is 57.85, so we're back over 57%. We were under 57, so liquidity there back over 57, almost 58%. But the burns are slowly rising, 30.37. We're at almost 5 trillion, but we're taking a little while to get there. So we'll see how we go. Looking at the trends, trends are your friends. The burn's still rising, but certainly tapered off a little bit here on the angle. The staking there is a lot more volatile, flattening out as well. And so those are the key things there, and that's playing into the price. Looking at the future mints, you guys know I look at this pretty closely. So we've got low mints coming out for the week, and this will give us a bit of a reprieve as long as we can get that burning up. That's what we want. So we've got 60 billion, definitely higher than what we had, 81 billion, 71 billion, 71 billion, and 89 billion. So still a bit higher, right? Not this 50 billion, but higher, but still not 100 billion or so. And then we lead into the weekend. We've got that big candle, 166 on the 7th. Leading into the launch for Fenix. Of course, we've got these big candles coming up here. And of course, we're going to have to have a pretty big Fenix burn for that. And that's pretty important there. Now, we may get on the outside, we may get the chance that we get the X Dodge, the Zen Dodge launching on the 6th, but I don't think so. I think we'll probably end up getting that on the 20th, which is this day here. Which is after these two big candles. So we could see Fenix launching on the 13th and Zen Dodge launching on the 20th. I would be surprised to get an early launch on the 6th for Zen Dodge, as the founder said there, Zen Toshi. So that's kind of the play there. So let's assume that we're going to get the Fenix launch on Ethereum on the 13th. that will help eating up these candles potentially, not certainty. And then on the 20th, we have got the Zen Dodge, which I think is a very good protocol. They've got that 1500% bonus at the beginning. We'll see how that goes on as well. So we've got Fenix and potentially Zen Dodge. And that Zen Dodge will potentially be our third big protocol, I think. So we'll see how we get on there. Nothing is certain to remember. This is, so it's a risk return trade-off. There's volatility as well. DXN, let's get into see how DXN is burning on the Ethereum blockchain, because this has been our big burner, right? So until Fenix launches and then Zen Dodge, let's see where we got to on the channels here. Yeah, so yesterday was only 27 billion. That's just not good enough. We need to have this 50 billion or more a day. So we've definitely broken down a little bit there. We'll find a bottom, and then I'm sure we will get another rally in the burn. But we do have the competition issue between Fenix, DBZen, Fenix, and coming up Zen Dodge. So there's more stuff that people can compete for. So that might raise the total amount of burning. That's what we're hoping to see. That would be ideal. And we'll see how we get on there. The market will decide. The market will tell us. So that's kind of there at the moment. Let's have a look at the current cycle. Current cycle is 725 million, a million burns, so not much at the moment, and 11.5 hours to go. So that's actually relatively low. We'll see how we get on today, but the gas has been kind of high today. So we're going to talk about the gas price has been pretty high. We've been up over 150 gwei, and I think our average is in the 40 gwei. So it has been a high gwei that has been costly. Let's see what people have paid to go into the current cycle. 31, 38, 35, so not too bad, but here's a 61. Probably caught that high end of the day, 61 there, 31, 50, 34, 36. So they're not too bad actually. But of course, the higher gas has made to slow down that burning. So we'll look on maybe a bit later in the day and get some arbitrage in here. The price of DXN is down as well. So that makes the reward value down quite a lot. We can see DXN down here at $27.46. Yesterday, it got down as low as $20. So yeah, real down pressure on the Zen DXN price as well. So we will find a bottom and then potentially rise out of the bottom. That's what I'm still expecting to see in the future. Obviously not financial advice, but that's the way we go. There it is. You can see DXN on bigger scale, 27.46 is where we are at the moment. So that's down 9% too. So there's a bit of a sell-off across the board on the prices here in the multi-chain. Now moving to Exxon, which burns DXN. That is down at 2619, and that also went down as low as yesterday, 2086. That's down 7% for the day. So the liquidity is quite small. Now, a lot of you guys out there, you might be relatively new to crypto. You're investing in some of this. Liquidity is really important, right? So if liquidity is low or liquidity gets pulled, then that could really impact the prices there. So what you might expect to see doesn't happen because liquidity is either small and the volatility is huge, or people pull the LP. So just be careful out there. You really did need to get yourself familiar with the smaller liquidity pools, higher risk return trade-off, meaning they can go up really well and you can look like you won big bags, but can also go down the other way as well, and so on. So that is pretty much it around the standard markets. Let's jump into Fenix though, which launched. This is day 2, and let's get into it. So we've got Joe Blau. Now, he's been pretty quiet. Obviously, on the 30th, he announced the live Fenix protocol, but he has actually been pretty quiet there. We had, in the first couple of hours, we had 2.5 trillion, in first 2 hours, 2.5 trillion burned of mXen burned on Polygon, which was a pretty good straight out of the gate. And that was the first 2 hours. Obviously, you expect to see some pretty big, decent things happen there, but not a lot else out there from Joe. But we'll jump over to the dashboard here and get the latest and greatest. Let me just refresh and see how much is there. So 248 million Fenix has been minted so far. We've got 452 million in the Fenix pool. Now, just remember that this reward has a cooldown period for 3 weeks. So we may not get some excitement here with the mXen, particularly super burn, until we get to the end of this countdown, which is 19 days and 14 hours away. Now, remember that Joe Blau did say, take your time. There's a cooldown period of 3 weeks to get the reward. So don't fret. And of course, maybe the market has taken on that stuff, and will burn slowly over time. Maybe we'll get a run-up burn. Maybe that might impact the price. Maybe it won't on the mXen. Maybe it will impact the price of a couple of days earlier. We will see, but that is definitely the case there. Now, this is only on Polygon at the moment, and of course, we're expecting this to launch on Ethereum on the 13th, and that's going to be fun for the Ethereum. So moving into some updates here. So Joseph, who runs the Zen.pub, says, when I saw the mXen, so he's doing a dashboard for Fenix, so you guys will be able to see that. I don't believe that's up at the moment. I think he's just working on that still. But he said, when I saw mXen burn on Fenix, was 4.4 trillion. So this is 2 hours ago, or 484,000 US dollars had been burned. I double check for sure. I don't have a mistake in my code, but it's real. The Fenix dashboard is not ready yet, but coming along. Joe Blau, good job. This smart contract is a killer. So that is the big news there. Look at that. So mXen burn, this will be publicly available. You guys will see what burn's going through. I'll be able to comment on it too. 4.4 trillion mXen has been burned, and that's pretty cool. We've got Fenix created 440. Fenix has been created. Unique minutes 2,123, and unique minutes 714. It's actually a pretty good number of people have gone into there from the unique users point of view. So awesome. Well done to Joe Blau. Good, pretty good. And of course, that cool down period for 3 weeks. That means you probably have steady burning. He said not to FOMO in, and we're getting still pretty good results from that point of view. So let's have a look at the mXen Fenix supply. Now the liquidity is really low. Once again, back to liquidity. If LP gets pulled or there's low liquidity in here, you're going to have volatility. We're seeing pretty kind of low prices at the moment, 7.573, but this may rally out to the upside. So it's not all lost there. Down 50% on the 24 hours. I know some of you are quite disturbed by that. But once again, take into account this is a small liquidity pool. Liquidity was going to be one of the issues for Fenix because it's community-led liquidity. But hey, look, it may very well recover and have a rally in the price. So it's up to you what you do with your crypto. No financial advice, but that's kind of what we're looking at there. 3 weeks for the cool down period, and then that's the rewards play out as well. So that's more supply coming in, but excitement about the rewards coming too. So just take that into account. Remember that on the Fenix, there's 13-week flush addresses, so that's also in there. All right, so let's jump over to the mXen supply. So mXen price, despite the big burn, the 4.4 trillion, the mXen price is down 42%. So there is quite a bit of a sell-off across the board. We're down at 9,041, so we've lost a zero. And we've gone from six zeros to 7 zeros. But we've had, a huge number of buys, 1,210, 62% of the buys. But the sale volume there, 54% to 18. And on thin liquidity, that difference in dollars there was at $26,000 on thin liquidity of 116. They can send the price down pretty heavily there, and that's where you find it. So had a nice big rally. That has tapered off quite a bit on the rally. So just the way it goes. Let me have a look on the Fibonacci. So we'll take the Fibonacci up to there. It's down almost down to the 78.6 mark there, 8,400. So let's see if it can level off here. It's be quite a nice little leveling off point. So cool. Let's come to BZN. BZN also sold off as well after the pump. And BZN there down to, it was on the weekly. Let me go to the daily. Down there on the weekly there, that is down to 6,000 as well. Let's have a quick look at the Fibonacci there. And we'll take it from back here. And that gives us down towards the 78. So we're just beyond the 78 there. Depending on where you take, I'm taking from the high point there, but that is definitely down below the 78. So pretty much a pretty serious pullback there on BZN. Now, BZN's not going to be launching for Fenix until the 20th. I think it's the 21st of May. So that's still a while ago. Yeah, that's food for thought. Jumping up to Jack Levin's items here. Now, the Zen Knights have been given out, which is pretty awesome. As you guys know, that was a fantastic event. I think it was 80 billion that was burned for that. Zen Knights are being sent out, going slowly, so not to make mistakes. So that's pretty cool. So we've got some good stuff there from Jack, and I think that's it. So Jack's obviously in the weekend, taking a bit cooler time. It's Sunday still in the US, late night, and it's Monday here in New Zealand. Senzu here posted a cool picture, the Zen Knight rarity chart for ever inscribed on Bitcoin. So this is the rarity chart. You can see that pretty cool. There's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. And we've got the full view now down to 100. Now, previously we could see number 91 to 100. Now we can see the whole lot, which is pretty neat. Let me see if I can open that up in a bigger image. Yeah, look at that. So that is some of the images there. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So it's going to be interesting to see how many of these trade and what prices they might trade and stuff like that. But definitely very cool art, right? There's no denying that looks pretty neat amongst these kind of Bitcoin inscriptions or ordinals. Pretty exciting there. Zen Knights is the first official Bitcoin ordinals project by Zen Crypto. The collection consists of 100 digital artifacts, was distributed in a fair auction during the 72-hour period on the 17th of April. Token used in the auction was Zen, Where winning bids are permanently burnt and losing bids are refunded. Artwork done by xknight.eth for your crypto foundation. So beautiful stuff there. Very, very cool. I'll leave obviously the link there. I'll leave it in the video description. But that is pretty cool. So cool stuff there from Senzu. Yeah, he's been working hard as well on a lot of other things. So you can definitely check out all his stuff there on Senzu. Just having a look at these last ones here. Yeah, so that's it. I think they had a host there too. They just 8 hours ago. They had another Zen weekly review on Senzu, so you can go listen to that if you want. I'll leave Zenzu's Twitter in the ACBomb there in the video description. So that's a big wrap up there of what's happening. Let's quickly jump back to ETH there. ETH at 4,000. Let's see how we get on leading into Fenix. Only, 12, 13 days away. Going to be a lot of fun. All right, take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.